Hi everybody, this is Just Some Guy, and today I want to talk about retailers handing Marvel their ass today at the New York City Comic Con. Oh, this is just brilliant. So I saw this thing pop up on my Facebook feed and I just had to read it and I just had to share it. So here's the title. Retailers become heated over Marvel variants, diversity in closed door NYCC panel. So let's dig into this article. It says, an exchange between direct market retailers and Marvel editors became heated in the closing minutes of Marvel's retailer-only panel at the New York City Comic Con 2017, starting after an unidentified retailer expressed concern about Marvel's lenticular variants not selling well in his store. Yeah, I bet they're not. I bet nobody really wants these variants, and I'm betting that he still probably got a huge Nick Spencer stack full of Secret Empire that nobody wants either. The article goes on and says that basically this guy chewed out Tom Brevoort and Nick Lowe as they were fielding questions. It says, quote, the retailer specifically cited examples such as characters that don't reflect the ethnicity, gender, or sexuality of their predecessors, specifically expressing his distaste for Iceman kissing another man and Thor becoming a woman. The retailer's complaints sparked an outcry among the other retailers present in the room, some echoing his frustration, with multiple attendees raising their voices to speak over each other. The original speaker called for, quote, creating new characters and not messing with the old guys, while a second said that Marvel had, quote, never replaced its characters like this. So Nick Lowe decides that he's going to try to double down on this, and he says, well, they had done this before, and this identity politics thing was ingrained in Marvel's history, which is a complete lie. And they were pointing out examples like James Rhodes and Frog Thor. But the deal here is that James Rhodes became his own character, War Machine, and so did Frog Thor. They didn't replace the characters permanently. And they also weren't done with the specific intent to say, oh, there's not enough diversity here, so we need to change the characters. The retailer responded to this in the perfect way, saying that, quote, Marvel had never replaced all of them at once before. And then he went on to say that he's had people who are fans of the movies come into his store to find Avengers comics only to leave, quote, when they see that Thor is a woman and Captain America is a black man. Well, yeah, that's part of the problem here. You're sitting here and you have an industry that has been built around these movies, and so you have people who want to come and buy the books. They're like, oh, it's based off a comic. Let me go and buy the comic. Well, they go into the comic book store and nobody in the book is remotely similar to the ones they saw on screen. They're not going to buy it. But I just love this because they're getting totally punked by the retailer. They're getting completely bitched. And remember, it's only the fans. It's only us white, straight men. I'll just let that one hang there for a while. Only us white, straight men who have a problem. Nobody else is having a problem. It's just this tiny little vocal minority of racists and sexist and homophobes that are saying this stuff. Except for this retailer here who's pointing out that you're costing him customers because you've taken all the characters that were in your book and changed them. He's not making that up. You can go and look at what they did back in 2014 is when they really started this push. You can go and look at the covers of the all-new Marvel books. Here you go. Look at that. That's your problem. So you can't blame the fans when what the guy's saying is 100% true. It's sitting there right in your face. You guys have decided that you're going to change the characters to play identity politics. And then what you do is you trot out Stan Lee. You try to use him as a shield. He is not your shield. I can't express how pathetic you look bringing this old man in to defend you. He's not even like an old Ric Flair. He's like your granddad. You brought your granddad out to come and say, now kids, be nice. What the fuck is wrong with you? First of all, you're lying to the man, so you should feel ashamed of yourself for lying to an old dude. But second of all, how much of a complete pussy are you that you can't even defend your own decisions? You gotta go and get someone that people actually respect to speak on your behalf because you're so full of shit. Honestly, Marvel, I haven't seen a pussy this big since that vagina monster thing from Watchmen. Just big, massive pussy. Just rename your whole company Pussy. Why are you messing with this man? His wife just died. Why aren't you letting him mourn? No, you're going to feed him lies because he has no clue what the hell is going on. And you know that all they did was tell the man, oh, there's some people who don't like diversity in comic books. They're racist and sexist and homophobic. You haven't shown this man screenshots of the shit that comes out of Dan Slott's computer every fucking day. You haven't shown him how the entire editorial team has blocked people on Twitter and on Facebook. You haven't shown him that. He has no idea, and I highly, highly doubt if he saw the insane shit that these people were tweeting out and saying on social media that he would have any support for that. That's not in that man's character. That's not how you run a business. And neither is this. You can't run a business when you're taking all the characters that sell your books and you're swapping them out. But, Nick Lowe wants to double down. So Nick Lowe says that Marvel is bringing many of its recently absent characters, including Steve Rogers, back to the forefront in its Legacy initiative. Yeah, that's going to be bullshit. But then Lowe goes on. He says that Marvel would continue to focus on creating characters and stories that, quote, reflect the world outside your window, a long-time Marvel adage. Yeah, well, you're not really doing that. I know like a dozen gay people. Not one of them is like Iceman. They're not psychotic. They're not destroying people's shit. They're not going around randomly attacking folks. They're not walking in and out of bookstores reading How to Be Gay. I don't know anyone like that. And while you're sitting here talking about Legacy, let's keep in mind the only reason Legacy is happening is because people bitched about what you were doing. You weren't going to do it. This is a problem that you guys have. You have got to learn how to talk to your audience, how to win them over. If you need some help, here's what you can do. Take your ass on Twitter, unblock Ethan Van Sciver, and listen to one of his drawing feeds. This shit is mesmerizing. He's like the comic book version of Bob Ross. It's awesome. You'll learn how to talk to people. Go and talk to Sean Gordon Murphy. You'll learn how to talk to people and how to get them over, how to win them over. This man has a bunch of conservatives liking his work. He's an atheist. He's a hardcore liberal atheist. Conservatives are buying his books. Why? Because he's not a jerk. That's it. He's not an ass. That's all you have to do, is you don't have to be an ass. And people will like you. So that's it. If you guys have any ideas or comments or anything like that to add in, have at it. Because I just love the fact that these retailers just went in and just grabbed Marvel by the pussy. Or at this point, by the Marvel, because they're basically the same thing.